Hey everyone, Dante here with the Raging Geek, and this Saturday, April 12th, I revisited the Woodbridge Center Mall toy show. And it's a toy slash card show. There's a lot of Pokemon cards, toys, comic book vendors, collectibles, everything predominantly in Pokemon cards, but there's a lot of comics and toys too. I go there primarily for the comics and toys, and kind of build up a rapport with a couple of the vendors there, specifically Lamont with Sushi Comics, and they're usually situated by the Dave and Buster's establishment in the mall. If you happen to go to the Woodbridge Center toy or card show, check it out. Sushi Comics, Lamont. You'll find them by Dave and Buster's. You'll see has really got a great selection of back issue comic books, collectibles, and toys. Also found a couple of cool kaiju dealers, Ultraman, Godzilla, that sort of thing. Bought a couple of Ultraman figures, oversized. Got a great deal. Got a great deal on some comic books as well. Lamont and Sushi Comics also cut me a great deal on some toys. So basically, I want to take a look at the stuff my haul from the April 12th Woodbridge Center toy show. So let's take a look. Got a lot of cool stuff. And probably like my third or fourth time at the show. And I have to say, the dealer's always bringing more and interesting stuff. It's kind of like feeling out your audience and, see what sells the first time, see what people are looking for. Always something new at the show. Let's take a look at what I got. And I did get a lot. Spent about, I want to say like $500. And I'll go in like, I guess, sequential order, chronological order, as at least as the vendors that I visited. And the first vendor I visited, they were primarily a toy vendor, but they had a box, or I want to say like 2 or 3 boxes of comics. Saw a couple of gems in there where, I saw at my local comic store, they were going for a lot more, relatively the same grade. So yeah, picked up these 12-cent Thor comics here. And, my local comic store, probably going for like $40-50. They were originally going for $25 a pop. I asked him, if he would give me a deal for both of them, and he gave it to me for $20 each. So, looking at Thor 145 and 154. And we'll take a closer look at both of them. As you can see, and I put them in some nice Mylars. But yeah, some really nice Thor books. And it was weird. It was like a couple of gems in the, they weren't really primarily a comic dealer, I want to say, but they just had some comics and, yeah, some decent finds. And, it's like everything, you gotta be very select. When you go to these shows, and it's funny, I was talking to my wife, I was like telling her, when you go to these shows, your whole goal is to sell everything. I mean, you're bringing stuff to these shows. You don't want to go back with anything. That's the goal. Come back home with only cash and no merchandise. These shows are like a one-off. Most of these dealers have, I want to guess or hope that they have like a primary store maybe online or some other venue. But when you go to shows, it's like you want to sell as much as possible. So you want to price things to sell. And yeah, definitely I want to say these comic books priced to sell, $20 each. Moving on, my friend Lamont got some Conan figures. Now, these are 1992 Conan figures, and they're from Hasbro. And it's totally complete. The bubble kind of coming apart from the card, due to the age and whatnot. I'll probably put a bead of glue and glue it back. This is for my personal collection, so yeah, just for display purposes. I don't see anything wrong with like putting a fine bead of glue or like a smear of glue just to keep the bubble attached. I'm sure a lot of people might cringe at the thought, but for my personal collection, I really don't care. And I got this one, Conan, and Wrath Amon, Serpent Kai, and I can only assume this is kind of like a spin-off of Conan the Barbarian. This one, I want to say firmly attached to the card, but yeah, it's got shrink wrap on it. All the figure, all the accessories. And I got both for $80. And I thought that was pretty cool. And not only that, but I also got this really crisp Kang figure, Secret Wars 1984. He threw that in with the $80. So, thanks, Lamont. And the next vendor, this is primarily a kaiju vendor. It was right next to Lamont. Got one of these Invasion of Astro Monster reaction figures. Godzilla. And I have a model, professionally painted model of this. Really cool. I'll try to take a picture of it and show you. I thought this was cool. This was $30. Pretty much retail, I want to say. I'm not sure. I mean, you can't even find these in stores anyway, at least in New Jersey. I mean, let me tell you, in New Jersey retail, you can't find jack. It's funny because I see on YouTube, they're like, you got these toy hunters and stuff, and they go to like, whatever, like Walmart, Target, and Ollie's, and it's like the shelves are like stocked full. And if you go to New Jersey, it looks like you might as well be shopping in like Times Square. It's really awful. It's kind of pathetic. But it's funny. It's like, I think most of it is just like people working there. Just, it never even gets to the shelf, I feel like. But that's just my suspicions. It's just like flippers everywhere. But the real deal I got here was the kaiju dealer, and I got two of these beautiful, I think these are like 16 inchers, and they stand great on their own. I picked up one of these from Sushi Comics for $80. I actually got these two for $75 a piece. I thought it was a great deal. So both of these for $150. I was like ecstatic. Fucking A. And they had another one, but I was like, it was like a science Ultraman, and I was like, I'm like only down for the red guys. And I love this guy because he's like doing the energy beam. He's like, ah! And this guy's like standing proud. Really go good with my other one. So now I have 3 of these suckers together. I mean, they're going to go great. This guy's definitely going in the middle, and he's going to be flanked by the other 2 guys. But, yeah, really cool. 150, I mean, I think this is like a steal for 150. Really cool. Woodbridge Center Toy Show. Check it out. A lot of goodies to be had. And, it's definitely people are willing to work with you. And there was one guy and he was sporting this event here. I'll, I guess, give it a free mention here. But Kaiju Brooklyn, Spring 2025. Check it out. It's a Kaiju event in Brooklyn. And this is an industry city, so I'm assuming that's like along the, there's a stretch of the BQE between like the Verrazano Bridge and like the Battery City Tunnel. The Battery Tunnel and the Verrazano Bridge on the BQE. Yeah, there's like, they used to be like old abandoned warehouses and factories and stuff. But now they call it Industry City. But yeah, back in the day, it used to be all like, it used to be all like strip bars and like nudie bars and stuff like that. The good old days. And gentrification rolled in and cleaned that up. But, yeah. Spring 25. It doesn't give an exact date, but art toy panels, cosplay contests, screening parties. Get info at kaijubrooklyn.com. So, one last look. And, yeah, what I bought. And he was really hyping up this game. I never even knew this game existed. It's got a very Evangelion vibe to it. Or like a Pacific Rim. It's kind of like Pacific Rim and an Evangelion vibe, but Dawn of Monsters. And he had the collector's edition of this too. It had like 4 little... They kind of look like Sofubi miniatures, and it was a box set. The game was sealed. I don't know if the actual box was sealed or not, but he opened it, so it wasn't sealed, but the game was sealed. You wanted like $135 for it, and then I ended up picking up this for like $45. I was just like, let me see what the game is like. But he was really hyping this up. Like, it's a great game. And supposedly it's limited. I never heard of it. And I was just like going along with it. I was like, alright. Kaiju, how can you go wrong? It'll be interesting to take a look at this game. It's a couch co-op too. So you can't get better than that. I'm all for couch co-op. So... check it out if you love couch co-op games. Dawn of the Monsters. Supposedly it's like hard to get and limited. It was funny because I had like, he wanted like $45 for this. I only had $44 of exact change, and he wouldn't give it to me for $44, and I was like, man. So I was like, I don't know if that's going to be indicative, you know, of the deals you might get at kaijubrooklyn.com, but definitely didn't put me in a buying mood for anything else. And let me tell you, he had a lot of cool stuff too, but it was like $1. I was like, I suppose I got the whole, it's limited. Yeah, alright. Limited for $1. But who knows if he sees this? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, check it out. And that's it. Woodbridge Center Toy Show. Yeah, it's always cool. I would check it out. I always end up spending more money than I want to. So I guess that's a good thing. And like I said, it's primarily for Pokemon, but there's a couple of great comic book and toy vendors there. If you really search around, and I haven't really dug around too much. I kind of got uncomfortable in the little nook that I found. And like I said, go by the Dave and Buster's area, and a lot of interesting stuff there. But there might be more elsewhere. I don't know if they kind of like isolate, or like, I don't want to say segregate. It's kind of like a nasty word, but segregate the comic and toy vendors in a certain area, and they keep the Pokemon vendors everywhere else. But yeah, check it out. And that's it. This was the Raging Geek. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. I got a ton more videos coming up. I got so much stuff, I don't even know where to begin. It's just like stuff everywhere. I got stuff from GameStop that I don't even know what to do with. I got Johnny.
Life shows no mercy. So neither do we.
No mercy, Johnny.
One of those hash browns at the end, like Hash Brown Team Cobra Kai or something.
Yeah, hash brown. Show me more, Johnny.
To the internet. Last time I went 4 rounds with LaRusso, I caught a foot to my face.
Yeah. Ton of stuff. Come back and see. Subscribe. The more you subscribe, the more I'm willing to share. And I got a lot to share, so come on! Come on down to Raging Geek! Thanks for watching. Take care.
Raging Geek, Retro, all things geek, where geeks can be geeks. Raging Geek, Retro, all things geek, where geeks can be geeks.